Welcome to the video. Hi, my name is Autumn. I'm a reader and a writer, and today is going to be my most anticipated books of 2026. This is going to be part 1 of 2. You can expect part 2 to come out sometime in maybe second quarter in 2026, because some of the books that are coming out later in 2026 didn't have the covers. I'm a cover buyer, so if I don't like this cover, I didn't want to just put a blank cover up here. So I only have 16 books to talk to you guys about. The first book on my list is going to be The First Time I Saw Him by Laura Dave. This book comes out January 6th. I'm not going to read the synopsis to that one, but it is the sequel to The Last Thing He Told Me. A brief synopsis of The Last Thing He Told Me is: we all have stories we never tell. Before Owen Michaels disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. Protect her. Despite her confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. Bailey, who lost her mother tragically as a child. Bailey, who wants absolutely nothing to do with her new stepmother. As Hannah's increasingly desperate calls to Owen go unanswered as the FBI arrests Owen's boss, as a U.S. Marshal and FBI agents arrive at her home unannounced, Hannah quickly realizes her husband wasn't who she thought he was, and that Bailey may just hold the key to figuring out Owen's true identity and why he really disappeared. I read this book, I think the year it came out in 2021, or maybe the end of 2022 is when I read it. I loved it. I thought it was a great book. I had a lot of fun. I read it in like 1, maybe 2 sittings. And so the sequel comes out in January. The next one on this list is an adult debut by Isabella Ibanez, and it is Graceless Heart. It comes out January 13th, and it says, as a sculptress, Ravina has always shaped beauty from stone, but she has a terrible secret. Desperate to save her brother, she enters a competition hosted by Florence's most feared immortal family, revealing a dark power in a city where magic is forbidden. Sounds great. And I remember this cover looking absolutely amazing. Number 3, Anatomy of an Alibi by Ashley Elston. So this is a tense, feverish thriller about 2 women's wives forever intertwined when a murder threatens to expose them both. Sounds great. And it comes out also on January 13th. This one, when I knew that Jeanette McCurdy was coming out with a new book, I was like, this has to go on the list, because I read her memoir, I'm Glad My Mother Died, and I absolutely loved it. So I am super excited for this. I don't know for certain, but I really hope that Jeanette McCurdy actually is the audiobook narrator for it too, because I feel like when she was the audiobook narrator for her memoir, I thought it was top tier. I think she has amazing talent to be an audiobook narrator, and I'm all for it. But this new book is called Half His Age. It is a funny, sad, thrilling novel about sex, consumerism, class desire, loneliness, the internet rage, intimacy, power, and the often misguided lengths we'll go in order to get what we want. This one comes out January 20th. This cover, and also the name of this just had me at the snaps. So this one is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. 1 house, 1 husband, 2 women. Someone is lying. My Husband's Wife is a tangled web of deception, obsession, and mystery that will keep you guessing until the last page. Prepare yourself for the ultimate mind-bending marriage thriller and step inside Spyglass if you dare to experience a story where nothing is as it seems. This sounds exactly like the type of thriller that is right up my alley. This one comes out also on January 20th. This next one, I have read 1 book by this author. I think she has maybe 2 or 3 out. So I don't know if this is book 3 or book 4, but the 1 book I read from this author, obsessed with, loved it so much. But she has a new book that's coming out, and it is A Box Full of Darkness by Simone St. James. It is a mystery thriller about siblings returning to a home they fled 18 years before, called back by the ghost of their long missing brother and his haunting request to come home. Wow. The book that I read by this author was The Sundown Motel. 5 stars. I will always and forever recommend that book. I think it is freaking phenomenal. I'm excited for this one. It comes out January 20th. Number 7 on this list is How I forgot about this one. So it is How to Commit a Post-Colonial Murder by Nita McConnelly. I think it was a dual timeline, so I'm only going to read the first one. I think that's what it was. I'd like copy and pasted some of this from the website that I found this on, but it says summer of 1986. The Creel sisters, Georgie and Agatha, welcome their aunt, uncle, and young cousin, newly arrived from India, into their home in rural Wyoming, where they'll all live together. Because this is what families do. That is, until the sisters decide that it is time for their uncle to die. This comes out January 20th. Lots coming out in January. But the cover of this, I think if I'm remembering correctly, it was like a carton of milk or something. I was like, yo. I gotta know what this is about. The next book on this list is by Emiko Jean, which is Love Me Tomorrow. This is a YA romance, and it says, from the New York Times best-selling author of Tokyo Ever After comes a laugh-out-loud, funny, and deeply moving rom-com about a girl who starts receiving letters from the love of her life, writing to her from years in the future. It sounds so freaking cute. And this comes out February 3rd. Let's move on. In the same vein, we have The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. In everyone's life, there's a split-second decision that can change everything. For Larissa, it came when choosing who to ride home with after a concert. That night, she had no idea she met the perfect man. She and Chris are great friends, co-parenting a slightly unhinged rescue corgi. I mean, it could be a corgi, but it's supposed to be a Yorkie. Sharing their favorite books and judging bread, pumpernickel for the win. For the first time amid all her side hustles to scrape by, things finally feel easy. But she didn't choose Chris to drive her home all those months ago. She went with his best friend, and he became her boyfriend. All Chris wants for Larissa is to be happy. Standing by on the sidelines is slowly killing him, but making a move would destroy someone else. How can something feel so right be absolutely impossible? Wow, what a synopsis. And this comes out on March 24th. I have yet to read Abby Jimenez, but the last few books that she's had come out have really been books on my list that I want to read, so I think that might be the one. So the next one up, we have The Library After Dark by Andy Plago. That might not be how you pronounce that author's last name. The book is about a bookseller who must escape an infamously haunted library that holds her darkest secrets, but with a murderer in her tour group, escaping alive is not as easy as it seems in this twisty, locked room thriller from the best-selling author of You Are Finally Invited. I love the tagline of this. It said, "Not all fairy tales were meant for children." And this comes out on May 5th. So this book is the sequel to, When the Moon Falls. Okay, so let me pull that synopsis up really fast. So I do own this book. I haven't read it yet. When the Moon Hatched. I just merged the two titles together. So this is the sequel to When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And this is The Ballad of Falling Dragons. This comes out April 28th. When the Moon Hatched is a fast-paced fantasy romance for fans of witty banter and strong, sassy protagonists. Beneath the cover is an immersive, vibrant world with mysterious creatures, a unique magic system, and a love that blazes through the ages. I remember I pre-ordered this book from Amazon. No, I did not. I pre-ordered it from Barnes & Noble. The next book on this list is The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. This is a mystery thriller. It says it's a competition between 6 authors to finish the last chapter of a mystery novel, but it turns deadly. Sounds great. Not sure when it comes out though. The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. It's this author's debut mystery novel, and it comes out April 7th. Next up, we have Caller Unknown by Gillian McAllister. How far would you go to rescue your child? A mother races against the clock and finds herself on the wrong side of the law. In a desperate fight to save her teenage daughter in this pulse-pounding thriller from the author of Reese's Book Club pick, a New York Times bestseller, Wrong Place, Wrong Time. This comes out May 5th. I remember this cover really sucking me in. This one is a cover buy, or will be like a cover read. This next one, I was really excited about this one. I have read a couple of books from this author, and I've really enjoyed every single one. They're books where I finish them, and I don't know how I feel about them, but I continue to think about the books afterwards. recommendations. So this one is on here because I'm very curious about it, and it is The Midnight Train by Matt Haig. So it comes out on May 26th, and it's a fantasy about a man who uses the midnight train to relive his past moments on his honeymoon before he threw it all away. I laughed because it reminded me of that Bradley Cooper movie, the thriller one, The Midnight Meat Train, and then I was like, oh no, please don't ruin it, because it actually sounds like it's really great. There's my 2 cents that you didn't ask for. So the next one on this list is The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. It's a paranormal fiction about the new head gardener at an enchanting Lilymore house stumbling upon a secret garden with a mysterious man trapped inside. And this comes out on June 16th. I own 2 books by this author. I've read one of them, The 7-Year Slip. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I think I gave it was either a 4 or a 5 star. I still think fondly about it, and I do own The Dead Romantics by that same author. I haven't read it yet though. If any of those books are already out, well, here you go. You can have fun telling me down in the comments that I'm an idiot and I need to do better research. Those are all the books that I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you had a lot of fun. Let me know if any of these books are on your radar, if I put any new books on your radar. Let me know all that down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.